Hey guys, this is Becky and I am back with another process video. Today I am going to be using a Heidi Swapp 12 by 12 paper pad called Mixed Company. I am going to use this yellow paper, but I'm flipping it over. I'm going to use the white side of it because I did not care for that paper, so I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice it and use it as a background. I'm going to cut a couple strips off of a couple different papers. I'm going to put 2 strips at the bottom and 1 strip at the top. This one I am ripping, I'm laying my ruler down alongside of it and ripping it to give it a little bit of texture. So the photo I'm going to scrap today is, well, it's 2 photos, and it is of Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Savannah. And we were just taking a walk one day. We went downtown and walked around, and I just took some pictures. So I titled this Photo Walk. And I do have a pocket page, a 12 by 12, 2 sides of a 12 by 12 pocket page that will sit next to this one in the album, because I did have several pictures. I'm not going to do that on this video. Actually, I don't do videos for pocket pages, so I just did it. It'll probably be shown in my wrap-up at the end of the month, though. So I'm just sticking these down. I'm going to start working on the layers for behind my photo. Right here is just a white piece of cardstock, and I'm using a Fisker's notebook punch to give it a little bit of texture on that end. I am going to trim that up. See how it's hanging down a little bit? I'm going to trim that up. This other paper I put back behind there is another one out of the same paper pad. All of these papers are out of that paper pad. So I'm just going to straighten it up. I'm going to rip this up a little bit and tuck that in over on the right side. And then I'm going to glue it down. I took it off camera and did some stitching on the top and the bottom and along some of the edges of the picture layers as well. I'm going to pull the strings through. I'm not going to let them hang. Sometimes I do, very rarely. Usually I do pull them through. Right here I'm putting down my title. It is Photo Walk, and I cut this on my Silhouette Cameo with that striped paper that borders the top and the bottom. And it is 2 layers, a layer of white cardstock and then the pattern paper layer. Right here I went ahead and glued them down and then stitched them. This is a punch I got from a D-stash, and it's kind of these little medallion type bits. And I punched several out of some pattern papers, and those flowers were on a pattern paper that I just fussy cut them out of, and it is also from the same Mixed Company paper pad. I'm going to go ahead and lay those down. I'm tucking some leaves under some of those medallions because they kind of almost resemble flowers, so I'm kind of like using those as a flower bit. Right here I'm just gluing together little pieces of scrap paper to pop those up because I didn't want to go get my foam tape. Also, why? You know, I have scraps laying around, might as well use them, right? So I'm going to glue that flower down there. I'm going to put a medallion on top. I pulled out some gold brads, little teeny tiny ones, and some gold sequins. There's the brads, and there's one of the sequins. And I'm going to poke a hole in the center of that medallion thing embellishment because it's layered. The bottom part is solid, and then the top part has that pattern cut out on it. I'm putting the hole in the center. I'm putting the sequin down and the brad through the center of the sequin. And I do that on 4 different embellishments. I think those are medallions. I don't really think they're supposed to be flowers. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. but it's cute. I really like it. I'm glad I got that in a D-stash. I love D-stashes, which I've said before. And this right here would be a case in point, because if I would have saw this Punch at Michael's or something, I would have picked it up. But it's fun. I like it. I'm glad I got it. I'm going to put this flower that I fussy cut out, I'm going to put it in that top left hand corner, and then I'm going to put another one of those medallion dilly bobbies on top of it. When I had put down, I don't know if I said this, but you can see it, when I put down the letters, I did sew 2 lines through photo, and I sewed 2 lines through walk. And that is where the other medallion is going to go. So you know what I've noticed lately? Probably for the past 3 or 4 layouts, I haven't been inking the edges. It's like I go through these phases. I went through a phase where I inked the edges of like 10 layouts in a row, and then suddenly I don't even have ink on my desk right now. So it's weird. It's kind of funny how you go through different phases like that. I've been using punches a lot too. Alright, so I pulled out the Nuvo crystal dots in white, and I'm going to put those around the page. I thought I was going to be done, and then I realized, oh wait, I didn't put the location or anything on here. So I pulled out those Webster's Pages small alphas, and down there at the bottom I am writing or spelling out Savannah, GA, July 2010. And then that medallion right there under the picture, next to that I put Sacred Heart Catholic Church, because that is what this particular photo is of. On this layout, I particularly like, I did this zigzag stitch over on the right hand side of this photo on that kind of minty colored paper. I really like how that looks. That came out pretty nice. And that's all I do to the layout. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.